Hey guys, welcome back to Catch Camp Create. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my poke poles. It's one of my favorite ways of fishing. It's primitive, it's super basic, and I'm going to show you how to make those with free things that you already have laying around your house. All you're going to need is a drill with a small bit, bamboo. I cut these from the creek the other day and I had them drying out in the sun, so they've hardened and they're starting to turn brown instead of green. And a set of pliers to straighten out the wire coat hanger. This is probably enough to make 2 or 3 poke poles. You really only need 1. Some electrical tape. So I literally spent nothing. I got stuff down by the creek and the rest of the stuff I had in my closet or in my tackle box already. So I'll be right back and I'm going to show you how I do those. It's a quick little refresher. All right guys, so I picked out one of those pieces of bamboo. Like I said, they're drying out right now. You can kind of see, I hope you can see it in the video. This side, I kind of hit it with the machete a little bit, but both of those sides are naturally flat. Bamboo is hollow. You're gonna go down about 10 inches to a foot. Really quickly, just pick a little spot right on the flat side. Drill a hole halfway through, right there. Doesn't have to be a big one, but you just want to poke through to the hollow area. You're gonna cut a piece of the coat hanger. That's probably about 20-24 inches. The side that's already bent that I had to untie, I usually use that as the hook. So I'll find one of the little loops over there. I'll bend it right there about a ½ inch or so. And I'll bend it back on itself, not fully hooking it, closing it, but leaving a little bit of gap on the middle. And I'll tighten that up. You can use coated wire or just standard. It doesn't even have to be a coat hanger, it can be whatever you got laying around, but free and cheap is good. And right here, I'm gonna go in from the side. I get it into that hole, and then I pull it. That's gonna be an anchor point. I can tug on that, it's not going to come loose. The reason why I put it down here, not at the tip, because that reinforces it. Now I got about 8 or 10 inches hanging off of the tip there. Some people wrap it around. I just leave mine straight. Actually, I'm probably going to reinforce it. I'll do one little loop that way. That just makes it a little bit shorter on this end. And I'm gonna start at the opposite side. I'm gonna grab that tape that I already had laying around also. Now, this is the side, obviously, that's gonna be poking into rocks. So I try to get it as straight as I can. And I start wrapping. I definitely do the tip a few times. Then I work my way down in a spiral. Putting pressure on it the whole time too. Once you reach the end, I went all the way down, I circled, and I went back up. That way it's crisscrossed. That just reinforces everything, and I try to keep that coat hanger as tight to the bamboo as I can. I get to the end, the tip's already wrapped. I started off by covering that so it doesn't get any water in it. You just pull it off. That stretches it and leaves a good seal on it. So you got that, turns into that, and then you got about 10 feet of pole or 8 feet of pole behind it. I do go down the bamboo, all these little natural knocks. I thought I got most of them, but I just felt a couple. You're gonna wanna cut those off. I'll probably hit it again with the machete, going the opposite way, because when you're going into a cave and you're sticking that in the hole, those will get caught up on the rock. So the smoother the bamboo, the better. A lot of people use different products instead of bamboo, but I always found these to be not only free, but also the strongest. They get a really, really good bend to them. The bamboo will last for years. If anything, the coat hanger will rust out and you'll just replace that. You already have the hole and you're just getting another coat hanger and jamming it in there. All right, so now you're gonna go through your mass collection of fishing gear because you probably have way too much and way more than you'll ever need. But if you're like me, you keep it on hand. You're gonna find the one that says shark and surf fishing gear because that's about the size that we're gonna be using. Monkey face eels, they're super aggressive. That's what I normally like to go for. You can also get rock cod. You can also get any kind of little like kelp fish. Anything that's gonna be hiding in the rocks or in the kelp patties, as well as sometimes if you're lucky, a crab or an octopus. I keep all my gear in here, usually pretty organized. I'm not going to be using the crab gear, but monkey-faced eels are aggressive. They get angry when you jab things into their caves. So you find a snap swivel, fairly large one. Attach the hook onto that. A lot of people also just put a piece of line on there and then they tie it, but I feel like if they spin enough, it's going to heat up, it's going to snap, and it's not going to be doing you any good if it falls back into the hole. So I got one of these bad boys, and you don't want a big one, you don't want a small one, you want a medium-sized hook. I like Gamakatsu, that's what I normally use. This one, don't know what the exact size is, but it's about thumb size is the official term. I'm going to set those aside, grab the tip over here, you're going to bend this into a little loop, and then you're going to wrap it around each other. So you have to give yourself a little bit of leeway there. I'm probably going to go down a little further because I have had those swivels pop off before. Better to have more than less. Make a little hook on it, just like you did on the other end, a little bit longer though. Snap swivel goes right there. Make a little eye. This is going to spin regardless, so these bad boys bite it and they're going to go just like that. Sometimes these heat up, most of the time they don't break. You don't want to pinch this on the eye, you want to leave enough room for that to move also. Alright guys, so this is basically what you're left with. You wrap that around 2 to 3 times. You got the swivel loose hanging there. Snip off the excess. Just like the bamboo, if you have anything hanging off of the bamboo stick or the wire over here, it's going to get stuck on the caves when you're going in. You might even think it's a bite, get all excited, you pull it out. It's really just this getting caught on the rock. So pinch that down when you're done. You are going to grab your thumb size hook. You're going through the back. When I'm actually going out fishing, after closing that, I'll crimp that down also. If you get a good size eel, they'll coil up inside of the cave, and when you're trying to pull them out, it'll just pop that right open, and there goes your catch. I leave that on. It's basically the same size as the swivel. That's the size that works for me. I use Gamakatsu hooks. Never had an issue with them. I put one piece of squid on there. I usually just cut one whole squid in about 8 to 10 pieces. Put in a Ziploc. You need a little bit of bait. The crabs are going to be stealing a lot of it. If you get lucky, you'll get hooked on a monkey face before the crabs take it. So that's about all you need to know. We're basically left with this double wrapped coat hanger, hook sticking out. Super simple, super basic. I might wood burn it to customize it. I believe in good juju and good luck, so I like to leave my little symbols and my marks on it. And yeah, anyways, if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe. I will see you on the next one.